What's good, fellow outcasts and other rejects? It's Nier here, and welcome to WTC, the Anime Outcast. First off, if you're new here, we upload anime what-ifs based around My Hero and other shows alike. Secondly, did you know 80% of our audience aren't subscribed? So if you want us to continue making good content, make sure to like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. Izuku continued to destroy robots using various strong fist techniques, like Great Leaf Whirlwind. A spinning kick in the air propels Izuku forward into an enemy, and Leaf Rising Wind, an attack that kicks up towards a target, leaving them in the air vulnerable. Except, in Izuku's case, he just destroys a robot with the first kick. He started to rack up quite a few points, gaining the attention of teachers and peers alike.
No matter how many times I see him, I still can't believe it. It really is my strong fist taijutsu.
My guy thought while watching the Midoriya fight, baffled how he even learnt these techniques. Guy was the only teacher hired who wasn't a pro hero before enlisting. He originally was summoned suddenly after finally finishing his writing on his fighting technique, hoping to expand the number of people who knew it, even possibly creating a clan. He held the finished book in his hands, about to show his apprentice a bright light covered his entire body as he heard the words, "I want to be a hero too." Guy closed his eyes because of the sudden flash, and when he opened his eyes, the book once in his hands had disappeared. Still, he also stood in front of a modern-looking building way beyond his time. Suddenly, a loud, blazing sound stabbed Mike Guy's eardrums, causing him a minimal amount of pain. Just a few seconds after the alarm screaming their annoying tune, a group of weirdly dressed and styled individuals surrounded Guy. One, a man dressed in all black, another spotting a weird yellow hairstyle, and the last one wearing an erotic outfit. One of the three removed a part of their sleeve, revealing a pink mist.
What is this
My guy tried to say before falling unconscious from Midnight's quirk. He later awoke in a modern room he wasn't familiar with, wrapped up in cloth binding.
Where am I?
He screamed before easily breaking out of the cloth binding, around him like wet toilet paper, standing up. What he saw before him was not anything he would have seen in his own world. It was a rat, mouse, thing that appeared to be intelligent. "Hello, random intruder. Since you got in, it seems we need to enhance our security," the rodent said in a passive-aggressive tone, freaking out Guy.
That animal just talked!
Guy said, stumbling back in surprise and bumping into severely drained, tired man. "I can't believe he just broke out of my scarf so quickly. It was like wet paper. I have to be careful around this guy," Aizawa said, walking towards Guy.
Just how did you know my name was Guy? Are you some kind of magician?
Guy said, astonished at how this man knew his name. "Your name is Guy? Spies these days don't know what they're doing. Give such weird names," Aizawa said in a disappointed belief. "Would you like a job, Mr. Guy?" Nezu said, surprising the other teachers. "I was thinking of hiring a PE teacher, and your physical strength is absolutely superb." "Yo, Nezu! My man! You're for real giving this man a job? You could very well be a spy or a villain, planning on killing us, bro!" President Mike said. "I know you guys aren't the most intelligent creatures, but this man's face has a face of genuine confusion and worry. There's no way he's a villain or a spy," Nezu said confidently, still not convincing the other teachers. A few years passed and Guy became known as UA's unlicensed PE teacher, though he often gave workouts that were way too harsh. Izuku had heard of him, but never paid much attention to him, guessing that he had used his quirk to become strong. My Guy slowly ended up adjusting to his new life quite well, because if he didn't, it could lower his chances of finding a way to get back to his world. As kids, Bakugo treated Izuku horribly, especially when he wouldn't back down or stand up for others who were weak. As the years passed, Izuku kept getting stronger. Eventually, by age 11, Izuku could incapacitate Bakugo and his lackeys using his quick arm jabs and devastating kicks, earning him the nickname from Bakugo, Kangaroo. Bakugo would often try to fight Izuku and failing almost every time. These fights taught Bakugo the importance of being physically strong before relying on his quirk. His major god complex rooting him from the praises he got when he first got his quirk starting to weaken. His physical body and endurance significantly increased, allowing him to handle his quirk's high-powered blast a whole lot better than he could beforehand. Izuku and Bakugo grew, and their friendship blossomed into an entertaining bromance for the both of them, giving the two a reason to get stronger, besides becoming a hero. Bakugo having an advantage because of his quirk and the strategies that entailed, and Izuku having an advantage with being stronger physically and having more precise techniques and discipline. Though Bakugo had his moments of looking down on others because of his strength, he would always treat Izuku like a rival and equal, though he still called him a kangaroo. Bakugo's lackeys would often try and pick on other kids without Bakugo's knowledge. They weren't able to do much, because either Izuku or Bakugo often caught them and stopped their antics. Back to the present, Izuku had now started racking up quite a number of destroyed robots, even beating Bakugo in terms of overall points. Midoriya could get a few hero points before the 0-point robot, by helping out a few candidates being cornered by the robots. Then, the 0-pointer came along. A ginormous jaw-chattering machine that could quickly destroy a human town on its own. The majority of the cowardly participants ran away in fear, their legs buckling in fear. Midoriya, on the other hand, saw only opportunity when standing before the colossal robot. It was a chance to show everyone his true strength, a chance to show people he didn't just become a hero to prove a point. Determination filled the muscle-bound fellow's eyes. His sole thought was beating the robot. Before an awe-inspiring leap into the Iron Giant's head, quickly turning himself mid-air performing a leaf hurricane. His legs made a humongous dent in the robot's head, causing it to lose its balance and trip over a car it crushed, just earlier when it had reared its head around the corner. The fallen robot shook both teachers and students nearby, especially the impressing a nearby participant, Tenya Ida.
When watching him, I can't help but remember my old disciple.
My guy thought when he watched Midoriya. His vision blurred from the slight amount of tears in his eyes from just the thought of Lee. After Izuku defeated the horror machine, the remaining participants both cursed and were amazed at what Izuku had done. His immense strength made them feel powerless, but at the same time, his power was obviously something amazing to watch. "Time's up, baby!" President Mike screamed, which marked the end of the test. "Is anyone injured?" an old, short, wrinkly lady said, walking onto the baffling scene. "I have some bruised knuckles," a random participant cried, grabbing the lady's attention. Izuku walked home, filled with adrenaline from the thought of how many machines he was able to defeat, and how he took down the last robot. Though his memory failed to remember how the robot was worth 0 points. It still filled him with accomplishment. He had complete confidence he would pass the practical exam. Though he had his doubts about the written portion, he didn't worry about the chance that he got some questions wrong. On his walk home, he constantly felt a pair of eyes shine down on him with excitement. Whether it was instinct or not, it creeped out Izuku, causing him to walk more preserved and quicker, like he was afraid of the very air that surrounded his body and invaded his lungs. My guy quite obviously following Midoriya with the intent of talking to him about his taijutsu and how in the world he learned it. Soon Guy caught up to Midoriya and landed in front of his path. Who are you? I won't hesitate to attack! Midoriya said with a somewhat shaky voice.
I need to gain his trust before asking questions about how he learned Strong Fist. I'll probably have him become my disciple. Maybe reminiscent of my old mentor-mentee relationship.
Guy thought in a depressing tone. He continued out loud to Izuku.
Kid, I'm a teacher at UA, and I couldn't help but notice your exceptional strength in taijutsu. Would you like to become my disciple, O passionate youth of the Strong Fist taijutsu?
You know about the Strong Fist martial art? Izuku screamed in surprise.
Shit,
Thought Guy, realizing he said too much.
Yes I do!
He continued, passionate, yet nervous the slip of information would cause a commotion of sorts. Of course I'll let you mentor me! I can't believe you know about my taijutsu! Izuku practically yelled in excitement. After the matter, Guy gave Izuku his number and went off back to UA. During the 2-week wait for the results, Izuku would accidentally go over his regular requirements for training because of his excitement. He also looked at Mike Guy and his affiliation with UA, realizing soon enough that his new personal mentor was also his school teacher. Just a day before the estimate time, his mom called him into the main room of their house near the TV. Izuku, I need to tell you something, Ingo said, looking down at the floor while sitting on the couch, her hands on her knees. What's wrong? Izuku said as he sat next to her. I think it's time for me to tell you about a lie I've been telling you for a long while, said Ingo, before explaining how she lied to Izuku about his grandfather and her worry about how hard he trained. Izuku didn't know how to react. His head was spinning, his whole reality shutting down, and his eyes practically shaking in their sockets. Where did this book come from then? If it wasn't his grandpa's, who was the one who made it? He thought back to when he was researching Guy, how eyewitnesses said he mysteriously appeared before UA in a bright light with no ID or any kind of history. He didn't know but believed the two may be connected, possibly even arriving here at the same time. He didn't know what was at hand, but he knew it wasn't something with an average explanation. Thanks to Outcasts and Rejects for watching till the end of the video. This video gets 80 likes in 2 weeks. We'll continue the series. Other than that, if you have any questions about the series or channel, sound off in the comments or feel free to join our Discord. And with that, it's Nier signing off and hope you all have a wonderful day.